Hey guys, what's up? CG here, and this is Chuwi's first laptop with the new Apollo Lake Celeron N3450 processor, the Chuwi Lapbook. So Chuwi has actually released a 15-inch version of the Chuwi Lapbook. This one is a 14-inch version with the Apollo Lake N3450 processor, 4 gigs RAM, as well as a 1080p matte display as well. I have to say that my favorite thing about this laptop would be the trackpad. I'll talk more about that later. In terms of price, this laptop is around $280 to $300 with flash sales bringing it down lower than that, making this one of the cheapest Apollo Lake devices available on the market right now. So let's see if it's worth your money. So the Chuwi Lapbook is plastic. It's not the highest quality, but what I'm really impressed with is how light this laptop feels and how sturdy it is at the same time. Sure, there's a little bit of flex, but this still is a plastic laptop, so keep that in mind. I like the color combination between the white and black as well. It really gives this laptop contrast. You have 2 USB ports, 1 micro SD card slot, as well as a micro HDMI port as well. The bezels around the screen are really small, so that's really nice, making this laptop nice and compact. But the first downside you see here is the keyboard. It has a lot of travel, on par with the old Chuwi VI10 in terms of travel, but in terms of quality, it also matches the Chuwi VI10, which is not that great a thing. I can type very fast on this keyboard though. But on the plus side, the trackpad here is very good for a Chinese laptop. It's actually better than my Jumper EasyBook 2, and is almost as good as my Xiaomi Air 12, which is pretty impressive. All the gestures work well, and they're all pretty accurate, so I don't really have many complaints here. Moving on to the display, we have a 14-inch screen with a 1080p resolution, and it's a matte display. But the screen color is a little bit muted compared to glossy IPS screens. It's still a decent screen though, and the maximum brightness goes up to around 300 nits of brightness, which usually wouldn't be enough to use outside, but because it's a matte screen, it does cut down a lot on reflections. So you can actually see it as long as it's not a super sunny day. The audio quality is average. The audio volume is moderately loud, but it does get drowned out if a person with a really loud voice talks forever, then you can't really hear the laptop. Audio quality is kind of average. You get a little bit of bass, but the problem is that the mids and highs are a little bit muddled and not very clear compared to other laptops, and definitely does not match up to my Xiaomi Air 12. Have a listen for yourself.
I wanted to make fun of stupid people while I get drunk. My 2 true passions. I'm getting notes of dried robin's blood, old dirty cashews, and just a hint of a robot's bathwater.
I will work to make Pawnee, my wonderful hometown, as good as it can be. What do you think?
I think you should lose the first line and the last line and all of the other lines, and instead just walk up to the mic and meow really loudly for 8 minutes.
So battery life actually got me pretty excited because I saw in the specs that it had a 7.4 volt, 9000 mAh battery, which means that the battery life here would actually be the same size as the Surface Book. And the Surface Book gets around 15 hours of screen on time with an i5 and a dedicated GPU, which means that this could potentially get somewhere around like 30 hours of screen on time. But sadly, I was mistaken. It was a 9000 mAh battery, 3.6 volts, which is actually a tiny bit below what I was expecting. So battery life here is in line with that. I could get around 7 hours of screen on time, which is a full hour less than my Voyo VBook A1, which has a 12,000 mAh battery. So this was mostly light stuff. I was using Chrome, I was typing out Word documents, I was watching some TV. But as long as you are a light to medium user, it should be able to get you throughout a day without charging. But if you are a heavy user, you definitely need a charger before the end of the day. The performance here is decent. The Apollo Lake Celeron processor makes this laptop run pretty fast, but it is a slight bit slower compared to my Voyo VBook A1 because it uses an eMMC instead of an SSD. So starting stuff like Chrome or Word is a little bit slower compared to my Voyo, but once you're inside the program, everything's fine. So basically for light use, you shouldn't have any problem at all. I also tried gaming, and I was able to play Dota 2 at around 25 to 30 frames a second at 1080p. Same thing with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, although it was a little bit lower, like 25 to 28 frames a second in Modern Warfare 3, which is a tiny bit less than my Voyo VBook A1. So while it's not a gaming laptop, it's good enough for some light gaming here and there. When you're gaming, the laptop also doesn't get very warm, most likely because it's a plastic body, but the heat is concentrated to the left of the keyboard. In terms of benchmarks, it actually falls a tiny bit behind my Voyo VBook A1, but it is still way faster than Atom processors. So in conclusion, I actually like the Chuwi Lapbook a lot more than my Voyo VBook A1. Yes, it's plastic, but the plastic feels very light. It's also very sturdy, and it's very compact as well. Performance is not bad at all. Yes, it is a tiny bit slower compared to my Voyo VBook A1 because it uses the eMMC instead of an SSD, but it's nothing too bad. The battery life is on the weak side, so keep that in mind when you're considering this laptop. It's also cheaper than the Voyo VBook A1 as well, so that is another factor you have to consider if you're choosing between Apollo Lake devices. Let me know what you think. Be sure to hit like, be sure to hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.